Hi guys, today I'm going to be filming something a little different. I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 unforgettable date night scents. Now I quickly want to say I'm so sorry about the echo. I've just moved into a new place, so I need to sort out this room and the echo situation, and I'm really sorry. It's probably really irritating, so I'm very sorry about that. This is just my personal choices. Some women may not agree with me, you guys may not agree with me, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 fragrances that for me, if I was on a date with somebody, these would stay in my head. These would leave the most incredible impression on me personally, and I would not be able to forget the guy, the fragrance, just the entire night. This would just leave a very strong, lasting impression on me. Fragrance is very personal, so these are just my 7 picks, but I thought I would share them with you guys anyways. So starting out with the first one, this is from Initio Parfums, and this is Rehab. I've talked about this one quite a few times, but to me, guys, this is one of the sexiest fragrances that I've smelled to my nose ever. There is something about this scent. Oh my god, that is just so smooth, a little bit spicy, a little bit aromatic, sweet. There's definitely vanilla. I think there's tobacco in here as well. There's definitely like this overall like rounded kind of creamy, smooth effect to this fragrance, and it smells like literally an aphrodisiac. Like that is what this fragrance smells like to me. If I smelled this on somebody's skin, I don't know what I would do. It's just absolutely insane how good this fragrance smells to me personally. So if I was on a date with somebody, I would never forget this fragrance, like ever. I forgot to mention there's no countdown list. These are just 7 fragrances that I recommend. There's no 3, 2, 1 like the best. So yeah. Okay, the next one is one of my favorites. Now this has been a favorite of mine for a very, very long time. And to me, if I was on a date with somebody and they were wearing this, I would definitely remember this fragrance. It's not the most memorable out of this list, but it's definitely a fragrance that I would remember, and I would really, I would not forget this fragrance. This is Carolina Herrera CH Mem Privé. Now this fragrance is for a bad boy. This is definitely for a bad boy who maybe likes to drink a little bit too much, party a little bit too much. It definitely smells like a bad boy to me. It's leather, it's boozy, it's spicy, it's sweet, it's kind of delicious and edible, but very, very sexy, and there's definitely still a masculinity there. The leather in this fragrance is not polarizing. It's not one of the main kind of focuses of the fragrance. You get kind of more of a booziness, a little bit of leather, but you also get kind of a sweetness, a little bit of a spiciness, and it all just kind of blends perfectly. It smells sexy, boozy, kind of delicious. So Carolina Herrera CH Mem Privé, definitely for a bad boy, this is an unforgettable date night scent on the right person. Don't wear this if you're like a clean cut. Well, you can, of course you can, but don't. For me, I have other fragrances I would recommend for more of like a clean cut, sophisticated guy. This is more for the bad boys. This fragrance has been around the block and it's still an icon. This is Dolce & Gabbana The One. To me, one of the most pleasing fragrances in the entire world for a man. I feel like there is no woman on this earth that does not like this fragrance. And let me just say that. I am almost certain, maybe it's not a woman's favorite, but I know for a fact that no woman could like hate this fragrance. It is one of the safest date night scents that you could go for, yet it is memorable. And that is the best thing about this fragrance, is that it's a very safe DNA, but it is still memorable. And I would never put this in the list if I did not think that this was a iconic, memorable fragrance that would leave the best impression on a woman, because it definitely would. This fragrance smells hands down just one of the best fragrances ever made. It's sweet, it's kind of spicy, it's quite masculine, it's got tobacco, it's got amber, it's got ginger. It is just absolutely incredible, and like I said, one of the safest fragrances that you could wear on a date, yet it will leave a lasting impression on the girl or guy. Next up, you guys already knew this would be in the list, Parfum de Marly Layton. Literally my favorite fragrance, one of my favorite fragrances. in the entire world. It is memorable, it is incredible, it is masterpiece, and I love it so much. There is nothing else I can say about it. This one is unforgettable. It's like an aromatic vanilla. There's definitely a lot of vanilla in this fragrance, but not in a sickly sweet way. Creamy, woody, sandalwood base with apple, vanilla, cardamom on top. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's aromatic, it's vanilla. You know, this one gets a lot of hate for being like a designer fragrance, but to me, this does not smell like a designer fragrance, like at all. And I'm not just saying that because I love Parfum de Marly. I'm saying that because to me personally, this does not smell like a designer. It smells mass appealing, but it smells niche to me. There's definitely a niche quality to this fragrance, and that's why it is just such a memorable, distinctive fragrance that I could never forget. And every time I smell this, it just resonates with me so much. Ooh, we're going man down. Moving on, the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about, you guys already know, Ambre Nuit from Christian Dior. And I would say it's so hard, but this is definitely one of the most memorable fragrances that I've ever smelled. And what do I mean by like memorable is that this fragrance just leaves a lasting impression, and it stays and it sticks in your head, and you cannot forget this fragrance. To me, it gives off a little bit of like a fizzy Coca-Cola vibe, but very high quality, if that makes any sense. So rose, it's pink pepper. You definitely get a lot of pink pepper in this fragrance in the opening. You also get the bergamot. There's definitely like a beautiful kind of fresh fizziness to it from the bergamot. And then it kind of settles down and becomes quite sweet. I cannot say enough good things about this one. Very romantic, very sensual, very Romeo Juliet sort of fragrance. Like, it is just absolutely incredible. So Ambre Nuit from Christian Dior, definitely a memorable scent. Yes, of course this had to be in the list. I feel like this is a lot of guys' favorite go-to date night scents, and for a good reason. This fragrance is phenomenal, especially as a date night scent. I think this is one of the best, the most memorable that you can go for. It is La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have started to wear this fragrance because of how much I love it. It's sweet, it's aromatic, it's cardamom, it's got like a vanillic apple fruitiness to it. There's definitely a bit of a fruitiness in this fragrance. A little bit of a woody base, but it's just absolutely one of the best fragrances. I feel like all of these fragrances aren't really overly masculine scents, and I feel that's why they are so sexy, they are so sensual, and they are perfect for a date. Because I feel like when you go one way, like really extreme, either you're wearing something overly feminine or overly masculine, I feel like it can be a little bit polarizing. But when you play in those kind of middle scents that don't smell overly feminine or overly masculine, that's when you're hitting the jackpot, and that's when you smell, or on a date, I feel like that's when you smell the best. So La Nuit de l'Homme is absolutely incredible and one of the best date night scents. Just look at YouTube, go on to all the fragrance people's videos, and this will be in pretty much every single person's list, and that's because it is one of the best. The final fragrance that I have here is probably one of my favorite fragrances in the entire world right now. This is Parfum de Marly Carlisle. Oh my god. Yeah, get this fragrance. Get this fragrance right now and wear it on a date and thank me later. Carlisle is definitely, like, I feel really weird saying this now, but it's probably my favorite from the house of Parfum de Marly, like above Leighton. Out of these two fragrances, it is so hard for me to choose because I love them both to death. But at the moment, Carlisle is my top dog at the moment. It smells just like, it's woody, it's smooth, it's sweet, it's creamy. There's a real creaminess that runs through this fragrance. It's very smooth and just incredible. There's definitely a patchouli note there, but it's not a strong, overpowering patchouli note. And to me, I feel like this fragrance smells like there's vanilla in here, but I don't think that vanilla is listed in the notes. But to me, it definitely gives off this kind of smooth custardy, creamy vanilla kind of vibe to it. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance for sure, and one of the best fragrances from Parfum de Marly. I think it's definitely like maybe the best. So Parfum de Marly Carlisle is my final fragrance if you want to leave a lasting impression on a girl or a guy. This one. That is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about my 7 unforgettable date night scents. Again, I'm sorry about the echo. It's very annoying. I'll try and get it under control this week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.